I saw like multi-directional arrows, almost like on what you'd see on like a game board, where you'd kind of flick it with your finger and this arrow would spin around and finally land on something. But I saw multiple arrows kind of pointing in all different directions, and it was moved to where all the arrows were spinning in these random directions until finally they all came and aligned into one arrow. And I saw that these many arrows that were becoming this one arrow, this arrow was taken up. It was actually put in a bow, and it was shot what would seem like across the world. And as it traveled, it actually grew larger and larger and larger until it was of immense size. And then instead of going around the globe as it seemed to, it actually finally traveled into the heavens. I almost saw this crazy picture of these storm-like, but at the same time really bright and glorious clouds that were forming almost this tunnel. So that in the middle it was like a bullseye with light at the end. Almost it looked like a portal to heaven or something. And the arrow was, having traveled for a long time and grown really large, shot into this this bullseye. And that's all I saw. And I was actually kind of reminded a little bit of Justin's word concerning alignment leading to advancement or something like that. And that was after I had the vision. I made that connection. But I don't really have any further understanding.
Who do you think the arrow is? Who do you think the arrow is?
Well, considering the fact that it began small and then grew, the first thing that comes to mind is God's people, even our people, which is, of course, starts as small and significant to the world. But as we seek to do His will, which is signified by the shooting of the arrow, which eventually lands in the bullseye target, it grows in strength and in glory.
Is that amazing?
Amen.
Think about it. That's obviously your life as well. It's true. Go ahead.
My only thought, I think to me it seemed like it was not just, our people, I think generationally though, and seeing it play out with the arrows being the generations. And so obviously his
all fun, unified,
represented, but I also think in the arrows talk about the happy is the man whose quiver is full of arrows, is projecting forth to the generations that will come after you. And that there is, it's circling around the earth, but it goes to the proper target. You said like a window to heaven, and so I think I see it as generational. Right, the advancement is generationally, not just the healing of the past, but projecting it out to the future.
Do you have vision for him?
I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
No. I did have a thought.
Yeah, please.
For Noah. I read this weird article a few weeks ago, and I couldn't quite compartmentalize like why I was drawn to it. But it was talking about, I don't know if it was in a book or wherever. I don't remember where I read it. At any rate, it was talking about processing memory and how, or understanding from an intellectual standpoint in our brain. And then the article transitioned to how most people can get through a thing in their mind. They can get to a place of understanding in their mind, but they still have difficulty with it. What scientists are discovering now is the same tissue that's in your brain is found around your heart. And so there's a memory that your heart carries. Yeah. And so I think that stood out to me, to you, Noah, because I think one of the things that is important to say to you is I don't think people appreciate you just because you're wise beyond your years. I think there's a real draw to you, not for your mind, but for your heart. Your mind is amazing. I think your heart is equally so. And I think, well, I think any of us can struggle within our youth. What we're comfortable with is the place we tend to go. But I think there's so much more for you in relationship. The other thing I kind of heard was it's not facts, it's fellowship. And I think that's really what,
It's not one.
not facts. So it's not facts, it's
Okay.
fellowship, it's relationship.
Yes.
And so I know you know that,
Mm.
but maybe you need to hear that from more people. I value you not for what you know, but for who you are. And I think that's true of many people around you.
No one here is identity.